Welcome to Harvest Power Composting Facility in Lathrop, California. This is a fairly typical composting facility, but the one that your city uses may vary in the details. This one, like many composting facilities, creates and sells organic fertilizer from the green waste you send to them. If you turn to your left, you can see a pile of organic material that has just arrived from a city. 3 workers will pick through it to dig out all the trash and plastics that they can, but there's only so much that they can do. There's a 30-yard dumpster of contamination sent to the landfill 9 times a week. The facility has to sell 3 tons of compost to pay to export 1 ton of contamination. That is why it is important to not put trash in your compost bin. Look a bit further to the left and you'll see the grinder. If metal contaminants or rocks are accidentally put in, it can cost up to $25,000 to fix the machine. If you turn your attention back to the front, you will see the construction and demolition pile, or C&D. Because the wood doesn't compost, it will be sent to a Covanta Energy from Waste facility to be combusted to create clean, renewable energy. A small portion of it may be made into mulch. Directly behind you, you can see the freshly arrived organic material up close. Back to the front, the giant bin that interns are looking into contains some of the craziest items people have sent to the facility. Some examples are lawn chairs, plastic bags, or even a sink. This is a machine called a scarab, worth $500,000. It is used to go through rows of organic material and turn them in order to ensure that the compost bakes evenly and that every single bit of the compost is mixed together. The piles have to bake for 90 to 120 days and must be kept between 130 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Throughout this step, the scarab turns the piles 5 times every 15 days. If you look to the right, you can see large piles of plastic along the fence that have blown out of the compost rows. On the left, you can see rows of compost that is currently baking. These compost piles each come from different municipalities. Based on the presence or absence of contamination, we can see which cities do a good job of keeping trash and recycling out of their green waste. Here's what the fertilizer piles look like up close. As you can probably tell, there's a lot of plastic, which is bad for both the environment and the facility, as it can harm their machinery and reduce the quality of their product. Since this compost will end up fertilizing agricultural fields, if you put plastic in your green waste, you're essentially littering. After the compost has baked, it is screened by fragment size. The smaller pieces are usable immediately. This is about 70% of the volume and is higher quality. Larger pieces will go through the whole process a second time. This time, only 40% is usable as contaminants are removed. Since the facility's #1 goal is to divert waste from the landfill, they want to give even the larger chunks time to break down more. However, the product produced the second time often has more plastic and is worth less. All final products are sold on a large scale to commercial agriculture. Thank you for joining us on a tour of Harvest Power. We hope that seeing this facility for yourself will make you more conscious of how much waste you produce and what you throw out. We have a duty to help make this world a better place. Let's keep plastics out of our green waste bins by actively thinking about what goes in the compost.